Good evening, Facebook. My name is Cathy Novicky, and I am founder of Champions Over Cancer, and it is June 26th, and today is day 20, whoa, no, reading backwards, 32 out of my 90-day Facebook Live challenge for Champions Over Cancer. The past 2 days, the past two lives, I've talked about 30 days, I talked about reflecting and milestones and why I believed it was important to celebrate them, to recognize them, and to make a plan going forward. And yesterday I worked, and I was very, very tired, and I talked about that. And I talked about looking at my responsibilities, my commitments, and honing them down and setting some priorities, because for 90 days doing a Facebook Live every day is something that intellectually I knew was going to be very, very challenging. I didn't realize how physically challenging it would be, and getting to 30 days was very exciting. It did a lot of things for the business. We've grown in numbers of followers, and people are starting to talk about us and ask me questions, and that's wonderful, because it's starting the conversation, which is what I had talked about, that you have to start somewhere. So today I thought about throughout the day this topic: why am I so tired? As I was looking through, thinking about what's on my plate, what can I, put off for a while? What do I perhaps just give up altogether? And so that's why the title is what it is, because fatigue is something that occurs during, and it becomes cumulative when you have chemotherapy. And while it's normal, it's never fun, and you have to just get through it. There's no other way really to describe it, because your body is adjusting to the chemicals, the toxins really, that you have been given, and it's repairing itself. So you have to rest, you have to try to eat as well as you can, try to walk a little bit, and these are my personal opinions. They are not medical advice. These are something that I would say to people at work, say to patients, because they're logical things. So when you're done with chemotherapy, or when you're in acute therapy, there is fatigue, and everyone has different tolerances. Everyone is getting different chemotherapy agents, have different individual situations, so everyone's going to feel it and react to it differently. But that kind of fatigue, your body has to repair itself, and you have to give it time, and you're being followed closely. So, hi Bridget. So there's that sense of oversight that things are going well, that this fatigue is just a reflection of what you've been through. But when you have fatigue and you're out, I'm out 6 years from acute therapy. this is what I have to, this is what my thought process was today with this fatigue. Is it unusual for me? Well, a little bit, but I'm also working and working in the hospital. I'm working on the business for a multitude of reasons, and this 90-day live challenge is a big push to get the conversation started, some name recognition personally and as the business. So there's a lot of other things going on. So I have more on my plate than I normally do. Thank you, Bridget. I appreciate that. So you have to ask yourself, when I'm most fatigued, what am I doing? And so you have to think about that. And when the least fatigue, the both ends of the spectrum, what am I doing? And then you have to then ask the question, well, are you able to, get out of bed in the morning? Are you able to do your, I know, for lack of a better term, activities of daily living, which I know will get a laugh out of Bridget. Take a shower, brush your teeth, get out of your pajamas. There are some people that can't do that. And so it is an evaluation of how fatigued you are. Can you do that? Well, then excellent, because you're getting out of bed and you're getting dressed and you're taking a shower. So you're just fatigued, get some sleep, get some rest. If you're giving yourself a break and it's not getting any better, then maybe you need to look at, are you eating well? Your diet, your nutritional status. Are you walking a little bit? Those kind of things. Because how your body functions is directly related to how you take care of it, how you feed it, how do you exercise it. It sounds like I'm talking about a dog, but no, humans. So look at that. And I am the first to admit I do not have the best nutritional intake. I am a pastry cookie lover, chocolate girl. There's the peanut gallery in the background's going, yeah. So, that I could do better with that. Do I have to lay down and nap? Do you have to lay down and nap? Well, I come from a long line of nappers, and of course, you see it when you read in literature and all over the place. Are naps good? Are naps bad? You have to figure it out for yourself. I like to nap personally, but what happens to me is that if I nap too late, I'm up too late. So if it's interfering with the time you're going to bed and you have to get up early, well, I need to change that. And then the final question you have to ask yourself is if this fatigue, when you're cancer-free and you're way out, is so debilitating that you're barely getting out of bed. You've changed your eating habits, or you're eating well, but you can't. You're not exercising. You just don't have the energy. You don't have energy for even expressions, for laughter, happiness, or anything. Well, perhaps that should be a red flag that you need to see your oncologist or see your primary care physician, because something else might be causing it. I am 7 years out from diagnosis, and I see my oncologist just twice a year now. So that's always a question. Who do you call? Because I know oncology says you're ours now, so you always come to us. And that isn't necessarily always the case for me. And I believe for other cancer-free patients in other areas of the country, it's hit or miss. It doesn't, it depends on your hospital, your network, how things are handled, and that's a whole nother conversation that we're not even going to go into. But bottom line is, you should have a primary care physician at baseline, because you need a relationship that is a good fit for you. You agree with how the individual practices, if they're stern or if they're more laid back. You need to know yourself so you can find someone, a physician, who your interactions are going to bring you the best outcomes. And they know you, hopefully a long time, and therefore they can see when things are different, when things have changed. And so I would try my primary care physician, and they would probably do labs, maybe some tests, maybe some talk. I mean, this fatigue could be psychological, because that is one of the signs of depression. And so, but if it's getting to the point where it's interfering with your daily quality of life, then you need to seek professional help. And for this issue, that is something that I don't take lightly, because you will find, as I go on with different issues, when I say seek, professional help, some things they can't help you with, and they don't know what to say to you. So you'll see that come, going forward. But for this at baseline, fatigue is a very common side effect of just life in general. So it depends on, you're going to talk about what's going on, what you've got on your plate, what are you doing for it, and if that still doesn't answer it, then perhaps some more intervention, or at least looking at labs or something like that. So that is why I am so tired today. But if you'll notice, well, let me look at the clock. Oh, it's just about 9:30, which is hour to hour and a half earlier than I'm usually. So this is good. And I've got my tub cooking, and I'm going to go and take a nice soak with a lot of Epsom salts, which feels funny because you float a little bit, even though my tub's not that deep. But I could go on and on and on about my tub because I love taking baths. So that's a little piece of personal information that I probably didn't need to share with you. So that'll wrap up day number 32, when this next 30 days we're really digging in, making priorities so that I can continue and keep the integrity that I have said I'm going to do 90 days. And so I'm working on myself, which you always should be. I know I always should be. And so I lost my train of thought. But so that's what I'm going to do. Take a nice tub, get to bed, and get up tomorrow, and I'm going to feel better. And you tell yourself you're going to feel better, because you can train your mind by speaking positively, and you'll start thinking positively. And when you start thinking positively, you start acting positive. Oh, these live interactions are so interesting. But I'll get used to them. So I'm going to go and think positive, be in the tub, and I will be back tomorrow. It's a day off, so you'll have to just wait and see when I'm going to pop up. But I hope everyone is well, is safe, tucked in, and I will say goodnight, see you tomorrow, and peace.